Okay, I'll keep going. Okay, so now we are ready to do our extrude. So we're fully defined down here. We have all black all the way around. So now we can exit our sketch. And if you went in under the extrude command, it's going to go right to extrude. If you didn't, if you went under sketch, then you just have to reselect that sketch, go up to feature, extrude boss base, and you'll be here. So if we look back at our drawing, you're going to notice that it's 1 inch thick. So we are going to do that blind extrude, and we're just going to enter, instead of 0.1, we're going to put 1, and we'll get a preview. It looks good. And we're going to hit OK. And I'm going to select out here. And now you'll notice that we have our base feature. So that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it the base. Now you can really call this whatever you want, as long as it's descriptive of what it is. So usually the base feature is exactly that, base. So I'm going to left click on my feature, right click, and then go down to rename tree item. And then we're just going to call this base. Okay. And we're going to expand so we can see our sketch number 1 and that there is no negative sign in front of it. And I'm just going to left click off of the part to kind of deactivate it. So we've got our base. We've got our first sketch fully defined. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to save it for officially where I want it to go. So I'm going to do a save as, and this is called the indexing guide. So I'm going to call in guide 1 and save. All right. So now I'm ready to do my next feature. If I look underneath, the next feature I'm going to do is going to be a cylinder that's going to be coming off of that face. And it looks like it's going to be 0.75 above that top surface. So it's a diameter, an outside diameter of 1.25. I'm sorry, nope, 2.25 to the outside diameter. So I'm going to go back to SolidWorks. We're going to do another extrude boss base because we're going to add material to create that. We're going to select this face right here. And now we're going to grab the circle, center it at the origin. Just sketch the circle here. Hit OK. Smart dimension. Click that outside. And this is going to be a diameter of 2.25. And then OK. Fully defined because it's sharing the same, the center is sharing the same point as the origin, and it knows exactly where that is. So now we are fully defined. We can exit our sketch. It's going to go right into extrude mode. And we want it to be a blind extrude coming off of that surface. And we want it to be 0.75. Enter. And there it is. Okay. Now, before we go too far, we want to expand out that feature. We want to left click on it, then right click, and we want to rename it as cylinder. I don't know, whatever you want to rename it. No right or wrongs here, just something that describes what it is. Okay. And then I'm going to do a file save. Our very last feature is then going to be the hole through the center. So now if we look at the size of the hole, it's 1.25 inch diameter. We would not be able to use the hole wizard because the standard drill sizes on the hole wizard list only go up to 1 inch. So we're going to put this in as an extrude cut. So I'm going to extrude cut, pick on that top plane here. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my center circle, grab the origin for its center, and then the radius. Click the OK button, smart dimension, outside. And this is going to be 1.25 diameter. And then OK. And now you'll notice if I rotate this a little bit, It's on that surface, so I'm fully defined because the location shares the same center as the origin. Then I've got my outside diameter or my diameter of the hole dimension, so I can hit escape. And now I went in underneath the cut command. So it is saying up to next. Up to next or through all would be really the very same thing. It wouldn't. No, it's because remember we merged the results, so it ends up being a yeah. In this case, it's going to be up to next and through all will be the same thing. But if you had intermittent steps, potentially it wouldn't be. So that's why you always want to kind of rotate it and make sure that it's there. So whether you pick up to next or through all, remain exactly the same. Okay, so I'm going to hit okay. And you'll notice that we now have our final part. So before we're done though, we want to expand this out, make sure it's fully defined. And then we want to left click on the cut extrude, right click to rename. And we're going to say, I'm going to call it the through hole, enter. And then I'm going to left click off of that. Make sure my sketches are expanded. You do not need to rename the sketches, just the features themselves. I'm going to hit control, hit my middle mouse button, slide this over. Make sure you position it so we can just see like all the features, right? So I can see that the hole is through here, that we've got thickness. And then I'm going to do one last final save. I don't have an asterisk up here. And then I'm going to do my Windows Shift S, upper left-hand corner, and make sure that you grab your file name, and then you can add this to your Word document, or if you're using the snipping tool, you can save it as a PNG, and then that'll be what you upload to your assignment.